On the headlines this morning, state government reassures on peaceful resolution of land disputes across the state. Free mobile medical outreach flagged off for flood-affected areas in Anambra State. National Identity Management Commission extends diaspora enrollment to United Kingdom and United Arab Emirates. On the foreign scene, torrential rain hits New Zealand's west coast. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. The Anambra State Deputy Governor, Dr. Nkem Okeke, says the state government will continue to ensure that there is enduring peace among all the communities in the state. Dr. Okeke was speaking during a special session of the Administrative Panel of Inquiry into Abagana, Ukpo, Enugu Ukwu, Aba, Northia and Enugu Agidi held in the Government House, Oka. A correspondent, Chibuzo Okoye, completes the story.
Why Paul said, brethren.
Addressing members of the panel, the affected communities, and all the relevant stakeholders, Dr. Okeke, who is the state chairman, Anambra State Boundary Committee, explained that the state government is working tirelessly to ensure that all land disputes in the state is amicably resolved without fear or favor. The state deputy governor appealed to the stakeholders in the various affected communities to always stick and tell the truth for the land disputes to be resolved, even as he noted that the land disputes across the country, especially the Igbo nation, is becoming a big source of worry to him.
I promised myself that I would do the best of my ability. Made it big. The value of that better. Every signature, it will stand the test of time.
The chairman of the panel of inquiry, retired Justice Chinyere Anibog, who said that the sitting would be the last the panel would have with the affected communities, revealed that the special panel sitting, where various stakeholders were called, was to determine the immediate and remote causes of the recent dispute, discords and disturbances in the community, and make recommendations to the state government on measures to address the crisis, reconcile the parties to the dispute, and restore lasting peace in the areas.
If you go outside here and say what you have not said, you are bearing false witness against us. And who did you offend? God. And God's wrath will fall upon you. Amen. The first path to peace is truth, justice. The truth will set you free.
A member of the panel, Venerable Amechi Ohuosa, also advised parties to shun unwholesome behaviors and respect one another for peace to reign.
Speaking on both sides, as an ordained priest and as a legal officer, I will appeal to every one of us here, please, let us pursue peace.
Some of the traditional rulers that attended the session were Robert Eze of Ukpo, Igwe Leonard Eze of Aba, Mbamalu Okeke of Abagana, as well as Igwe Chijioke Nwankwo of Northia. The unveiling of peace flag made by members of the panel to the various communities by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Okeke, which the chairman of the committee, Justice Anibog, asked them to mount on conspicuous places in their various communities for people to read and learn to preach peace, was the climax of the event. In Oka, I am Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
The All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, has scored President Muhammadu Buhari high on his economic policies, saying that the results of his economic initiatives will soon begin to result in stable economy and better living standard for Nigerians. Briefing journalists in Abuja, the ABGA chairman, Chief Victor Oye, said Nigerians should give moral and spiritual support to the president by praying for him, adding that the president deserves complete 8 years as provided by the Constitution. He lamented that some Nigerians spend their time criticizing the president, warning that politics is not a do-or-die affair, and pointed out that desperate politics results to political violence during elections. Chief Oye charged Nigerians to learn how to cooperate with those in leadership positions in the country to promote unity and peace in the country, and emphasized the need for Nigerians to offer valuable advice to the president to enable him succeed in office. Commenting on the 2019 general elections, Oye said the party believes that the election was generally free, fair, and credible, noting that even the international community adjudged the process as such. He noted that INEC showed immeasurable courage by ensuring that elections went the way they did, especially the presidential elections. Responding to the loss of the 3 senatorial seats of the state to PDP, he said the party is growing in leaps and bounds, having won 6 House of Assembly seats in Imo State, 24 out of 30 seats in Anambra State House of Assembly, 5 seats in the House of Representatives in Anambra, and has made inroads into the north by winning 3 House of Representatives in Benue State, 1 House of Representatives seat in Taraba State, and another House of Representative seat in Imo State. The APGA chairman also noted that the party had won the Gwagwalada Area Council election, 3 seats in Taraba House of Assembly, and another 3 seats in Bayelsa House of Assembly, among others. The Grand Patron of the All Progressives Uganda Alliance, APGA, Dr. Anthony Enukeme, says the landslide victory of the party in the just concluded House of Assembly election in Anambra State is a clear testament of the public confidence in APGA and the Obiano administration. We have details.
His country home, Neni, in Anocha local government area, Dr. Enukeme, while thanking the people of the state for voting en masse for APGA during the election, reassured them that the leadership of the party and Governor Willie Obiano, who is the party's chairman board of trustees, will not relent in mapping out programs and policies capable of improving their living standards. He described the landslide victory of APGA in Anocha constituency 2, his home constituency, as a dint of hard work and aftermath of door-to-door campaigns he initiated in the area, expressing optimism that the member-elect for Anocha Constituency 2, Sir Ejike Okechukwu, and others elected under the APGA platform will live up to expectations. Dr. Enukeme, who is also the traditional Prime Minister of Neni, called on Ndibo to rally round the All Progressive Grand Alliance party he noted has the interests of the people at heart. Dr. Enukeme stated that the governor has, through his people-oriented programs and policies, restored people's confidence in governance. He listed the construction of various feeder roads, bridges, street light projects, improved welfare for civil and public servants, as well as the regular pension to retirees, as a clear indication that Chief Obiano is a governor with the hearts of gold. Dr. Enukeme used the opportunity to call on the Anambra to abstain from acts capable of retarding the wheel of progress in the state.
It's not easy. People did struggle to acquire this very particular power. And God being on our side, we have done what Napoleon could not do by returning APGA to rule both in governance and legislation. So I am so happy that APGA has taken over again.
Free mobile medical outreach for flood-affected areas in Anambra State has been flagged off at the State Ministry of Health. The intervention is by the Royal Heritage Health Foundation in partnership with the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA. Our correspondent, Ogochukwu Okeke, completes the story.
The free medical outreach and sensitization exercise, which will last for 7 weeks, will be conducted only in 10 local government areas affected by the last year's flood, which include Ayamelum, Oka North, Ekusigo, Obaru, Anambra East and West, Orumba North and South, as well as Ihiala. Speaking to ABS on the outreach, the Acting Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Ndibe Ogochukwu, explained that the basic aim of the outreach was to provide people affected by last year's flood with some reproductive health services, including family planning, health education, HIV tests, prevention and treatment of sexually transmitted infection and malaria, antenatal and postnatal care services, as part of measures to ensure that the negative impact of the flooding and displacement is minimized. Dr. Ndibe also said that they have already trained staff that will do the work and enjoin the affected people to access the free services.
We expect that those staff will go into the communities, they will move into the communities and hold outreach services. And there will be announcements and sensitization to ensure that people actually come to the centers where these services will. So we expect that our people will be exposed and benefit from the packages. The staff who will do the work are already well trained.
The Executive Secretary, Anambra State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, who is also the co-chairman Medical Outreach Working Group, Dr. Mrs. Chome Ezenimolo, charged the affected persons to come out en masse and take advantage of the comprehensive medical outreach offered group.
My expectation is that the people are going to come out en masse and take advantage. Adequate social mobilization has been done. The communities know they are coming, and I want them all to be present for the outreach.
The Director of Administration, Royal Heritage Health Foundation, Mr. Adewoye Sunday, recalled that on 17 September 2018, National Emergency Management Agency NEMA declared Anambra, Delta, Kogi and Niger as 4 states badly affected by the flood, noting that the donor agency deemed it necessary to intervene on the matter by procuring reproductive kits and other necessary materials for the benefit of the affected individuals.
On 17th of September 2018, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, declared 4 states as most affected states by flood, in which Anambra is one of them. We have Delta State, we have Kogi, and Niger State. So UNFPA took it upon themselves that they need to intervene to support them on their area of core mandate, which is reproductive health.
The State Reproductive Health Coordinator, Dr. Uju Okoye, who reminded the victims that the main aim of the outreach by UNFPA was to ameliorate their worries, stressing that the intervention mainly focuses on women and children, and reiterated the state government's support to ensure that those affected by the flood regain quality standard of life. In Oka, Ogochukwu Okeke reporting for ABS News.
Another in-house training has been organized for the staff of the News and Current Affairs Department of Anambra Broadcasting Service. The workshop was aimed at refreshing their knowledge and skills to withstand the challenge of the modern media practice. The one-day workshop, which took place in Oka, had in attendance staff from both Oka and Onitsha stations of the ABS. Correspondent Valentine Mbado fired this report taken from her.
Declaring the workshop open, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, Chief Uchemura, charged reporters to improve on the content they provide, as many depend on the media for reliable information.
Did a good Samaritan give somebody 5 million naira? Where? In Oka? So let us get what the meat of what you're trying to say. The story must have meaning, the report must have meaning.
On his part, the Director of News and Current Affairs of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, Mr. Gebo Baleze, who took the participants through the job demands of modern-day reporting, tasked them on research and preparing for news coverage and scripting. Mr. Baleze said that the purpose of the workshop was to reshape their minds and get them well equipped to suit the modern-day journalism.
Ask critical questions and then see that the need for you to develop that. Bring it up, suggest it as a solid idea. You may be the one to do it, or another person may do it.
The head of reportorial units, Mr. Paul Ezoke, and his commentary counterpart, Dr. Emeka Arinze, also guided the participants on news editing, scripting, features, and commentaries. The one-day capacity building workshop featured an interactive session which gave the participants the opportunity to make inputs.
The National Identity Management Commission has extended its enrollment program to the United Arab Emirates and the United Kingdom, following the success recorded in the launch of the program in South Africa earlier in March. A statement by Mr. Loveday Obunna, NIMC Head of Corporate Communication, disclosed that the Commission's Director General, Mr. Aliyu Aziz, said the enrollment would be done in collaboration with agents. Obunna said that the exercise would involve the demographic and biometrics data capture of all Nigerian citizens residing in the 2 countries. Ogbonna further reiterated that the program would make it easier for Nigerians in diaspora to be identified, as the federal government has made the position of NIN a mandatory requirement for selected services. Torrential rain has closed roads on the west coast of New Zealand's South Island, with over 50 centimeters of rain falling in 2 days and many rivers reaching peak levels. The Haas River and the roaring Billy waterfall recorded its second highest water level since 1969. The National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research, NIWA, said the storm has also destroyed the Waiho River Bridge south of the Franz Joseph Township and just 5 kilometers from major tourist attraction, the Franz Joseph Glacier. Westland District Council said in a statement that it had activated its Emergency Operations Center. About 50 people, mainly tourists, were stranded in Haas and staying at a local hall. There was more rain forecast to fall overnight. Now on sports news, Confederation of African Football, CAF, has confirmed the venues to host the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations to be held in Egypt. The Total African Cup of Nations was scheduled to commence in June and end in July. Ahead of the competition, CAF had confirmed 6 stadia to host the rest of Africa. 24 countries had already qualified for the tournament, including Burundi and Namibia, who would be making an appearance at the competition for the first time. Group A teams would be based in Cairo and will honor their matches at the Cairo International Stadium, Alexandria Stadium, 30 June Stadium, and Al Salam Stadium will host Group B, C, and D teams respectively. Meanwhile, Group E teams will play at the Suez Stadium, and Group F will also play at Ismaila Stadium. And the remains of late Lady Bessie Lillian Uzako Onwamebu, having committed to mother rights at her country home, Isu Village, Oba, Idemili South Council area. Aged 91, late Lady Lillian, a committed Christian, was the mother of the state acting Chief Judge, Justice Ijem Onwamebu. The funeral service marking the glorious exit was officiated by the Bishop on the Niger, Right Reverend Owen Nwokolo, among a host of other bishops. Staff reporter Odinaka Nwolisa completes the story.
The final journey to the great beyond of the disease commenced with lying in state at a family compound, where people from all walks of life, friends and relatives, close associates, members of the legal profession, top government officials, political class, Knights of St. Christopher came in their numbers to identify with the bereaved family. At St. John the Apostle Anglican Church, or by venue of the funeral service, the church was filled to capacity as the funeral was a gospel music festival of assault. In his sermon, the bishop on the Niger, Right Reverend Owen Nwokolo, said Mama was a committed Christian who fought a good fight and full of good work and acts of charity. Likening the life of Mama to that of the biblical Dorcas, the bishop stressed that her generosity and philanthropy were legendary, describing her as an accomplished and fulfilled woman who lived and died as a follower of Christ, as exemplified in her lifetime. The prelate encouraged Christians to strive to be remembered by their virtues as their journey in life, cautioning against the wrath of God.
Mama was so articulate of charity. That was Dorcas, full of good works and acts of charity. Students celebrated her.
In a speech, the state governor, Governor Willie Obiano, while commiserating with the family, urged them to be consoled that Mama lived a purposeful and good Christian life.
That she lived a good life, properly trained by various men of God, and of course took a career in catering and did all she did in London and wherever she did in many towns in Nigeria.
In a speech, One of Mama's son, an army officer who spoke on behalf of the family, Major General Emeka Onwamebu, appreciated all and sundry for sharing in their grief.
The Bishop on the Niger, Right Reverend Owen Nwokolo, for all he has been to our family. The Executive Governor of Anambra, thank you very much, sir, for honoring us and for coming on time.
Groups, friends, and well-wishers took turn to pay their last respect with traditional music at hand to entertain the guests who came to celebrate Mama. Recalling Mama's success story, some of the sympathizers said the disease was a woman of many parts who came, saw, and conquered. Bearing testimonies on the life and times of the disease, some guests at the funeral, including the Onitsha branch chairman of Nigerian Bar Association, Barrister Erinna Ozemena, Barrister Emeka Ngigesan, pharmacist Uche Apakama, Dame Adeline Wazota, among others, said Mama's passion for charity, selfless sacrifice were second to none, encouraging the children to keep tenaciously to her legacies. From Isu village, Oba, Odunaka Wolisa, ABS News.
We pray that the good Lord will continue to be with the family at this time. And that's just about it. But before we go, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us at www.facebook.com/absradiotv. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And the main points of the news. State government has reassured on peaceful resolution of land disputes across the state. Free mobile medical outreach has been flagged off for flood-affected areas in Anambra State. National Identity Management Commission has extended diaspora enrollment to United Kingdom and United Arab Emirates. And on the foreign scene, torrential rain hits New Zealand's west coast. And that's the news for this morning. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonye Okoye. Good morning.